Hello, hello, hello. We are now live. Hello there. How are you? Back live again. Talk Live. We are back live for night two. I repeat, night two of our three-night successive week. Yes, we are coming back with a bang after Labor Day. We are back to work. We are back to work. I am back to work at the office. I am back to work here at the bar. And I thank you for joining me on Talk Live, sponsored by Duntalk, DUNTALK.com. Yes, indeed, I'm wearing some gear from Duntalk right now. The fall-winter line is fire, and I do mean fire. This is probably the best fall-winter line that in Duntalk's history, and it's only going to get better from here. So, do get down to Duntalk.com, DUNTALK.com, and find out about these fashions right here, because they are a hit. They are a definite hit. But we are back and we are live. Just a little short delay because of some technical issues, but we are back. We are live. I aim to start here at 8, but this computer wanted me to do some updates, and I was saying no, not now, not on my time. You will not have your update time where it could take a half hour to 45 minutes, and not on me. So give me the old version. So I got the old version of my Streamlabs, and we are back and we are live and we are here. So thank you very much for joining me on Talk Live, sponsored by Duntalk. Like, subscribe, comment. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. And we are here speaking of the brick herd around the world. Yeah, well, the black world, that is. Black YouTube, black Twitter, black World Star. And it is causing a storm. It is causing a commotion, the likes of which have not been seen in a while. And it's all speaking of intersexual dynamics, relationship between black women and black women. If black men are indeed protectors and providers to all black women, and yes, what happens when you mess around, calling, dog whistling at black men and expecting no response. In certain circumstances, you will get one. You may not like what you get, but we're going to get into that right now, right here on Talk Live. This is a very, very hot topic. I know of all YouTubers, black YouTubers, having something to say about this topic within the last 24 hours, and I decided to have my say on this topic today. So let's get into it right away. So we're speaking of this lady right here. Let's see here. Where are we at here? We're going to the browser. Yes, indeed. And we're going back into the chat here, and we're going to start off with my man Mediocre Tutorial and Reviews, and we're going to speak on this lady right here and her history, and then we're going to get into the actual night, because again, I want to put it into proper context as to who this person is. So let's start there. Let's get the origin story before we get into the main course, shall we? So here we are. This is the lady that we speak of right now. I'm just going to put her on the main screen here. Thank you very much for joining me on Talk Live. Like, subscribe, comment. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. The woman who slapped a man and, well, was punished for it, literally. And we're going to go into a little description of this lady, of who was hit by a brick by a man who she thought, as will be explained later, was only asking for a number. He was dismayed and, as a result, was hit by a brick. But there is a further, deeper story to exude here, because, again, the Shade Room will only tell you so much so far, and then you got to dig deeper in order to find the real truth. Because there's her side, there's his side, and then the truth. But you're never going to find out his side. Well, let me say this first. Before I go any further, I do not condone violence on any woman. Do not condone it. It is uncivilized. Men should be brought up on charges for those who beat women, and they should be punished to the full extent of the law. I'll just call a spade a spade. I will not stand for black women, women of any kind, and being abused in any way, shape, or form, especially if it's uncalled for. Especially if, of any kind, no matter how much of it is called for or uncalled for, there's a reasonable amount of decorum that must be had when dealing with women, and all of us men must practice it on a daily basis. I've never hit a woman myself. I do not wish to mix with men who have hit women in the past, and I believe it is a sign of a weak man if he has to exude violence on a woman in order to get his point across. That's my full take on this story. So let me get that out first and foremost. Now, with all that being said, let's find out about this lady. We have this article here. We have this bit of information coming from Mediocre Tutorial Reviews. New details emerged of the woman who was slapped by a man. Now again, okay. Well, first off, before we go there, let's start it right. Let's start it really right. Let's go to the reason why we're here. The reason why what really went viral in the black community, and that is when this lady was hit regretfully by another man in order to get a report across. So we're going to go to Riva TV. Riva is doing wonderful things in YouTube streams. I think she's up to 100,000 subscribers. Yeah, she's at 115. Well done to Riva. Like, subscribe, comment to Riva. Fair use, fair use, fair use. One regrets treating men bad after Brick. Okay, so we're going to get into it right here because she has it from the jump what it actually happened to this woman, and she didn't waste any time. So let's get into it right here. Thank you very much for joining me on Talk Live. Like, subscribe, comment on our road to 1,000 subscribers. Let's go, go, go.
Oh, this man just hit me in my face with a brick, and all these black men just watch, and they don't give a yeah, this man hit me, grabbed a rock, and he hit me in my face because I would have given him my number. And all y'all just watch.
What do you want to do?
What do you want to do? What y'all do? I want y'all to be a man. I want y'all to be a man. Do something. Y'all gonna let a man hit me in my face? What have I ever done to anybody in my life to deserve this? I never did anything in my life to hurt anybody. Literally, a man asked me for my number. I said no, and he picked up a brick in front of so many men and was like, "What you gonna do?" And I told all these men, like, "Yo, why this man got a brick on my face?" And he's holding a brick, and all these is watching, and nobody does nothing. And he hits me in my face, and they all just watch, and they let that get in a corner. How is this okay? This is what y'all doing to women?
We finally hear from one of the guys.
Okay, so let's stop right there. Let's stop right there before we go any further. As you can see, as you can clearly see, this woman, sorry, again, her name, I call her Brickesha. Some people call her Brick Flair. Some people call her... there's so many names under. I'll reveal later, but again, she's received so many nicknames over time after this story came out. But let's get to her name. Her real name is Rhoda Osman. Let's call her by her real name, Rhoda Osman. She was a doctoral student for a time that I think she immigrated from Somalia. She was a student here, and she stayed on a student visa. And we're getting more into her history as time goes on. However, that's her real name. I call her Brickesha, but her real name, her government name, is Rhoda Osman. She's Somali descent, and she's been living in the United States for many years under a student visa or something to that effect. That's her name. So, we understand that. So, we're going to get into, and you've heard her story. And again, I do not condone violence against women in any way, shape, or form. I have never beaten a woman. I do not wish to associate with men who beat women. I think it's a cowardly way out, and it's never any good way of getting your point across as a man. No way. That is the cowardly way out, and let me say that first and foremost, full stop. You do not condone violence here, and if this man is found, I think he should be punished to the full extent of the law, so he should have restraint when it comes to being involved and in conversation with women. Quite simply. However, there are two sides to the story. Actually, three sides to the story. There's her side, there's his side, and the truth here. With that being said, that women should not be victims of violence. There are three choices. We have three sides to every story. His side, her side, and the truth. Or his side and the other side and the truth. There are always three sides to the story. And usually the truth falls in the middle of between one person's point of view and another person's point of view. So you've heard her side. She said she was just an innocent bystander walking down the street. All of a sudden, a man asked for her number. She did not wish to give him his number. He got frustrated and literally picked up a brick and smacked. That's her side of the story. However, in digging deeper, as most of the bloggers out there have done, as most of the YouTubers out here have done, there's another side to the story. And a witness to the altercation has come out and voiced his concerns of what happened. And this gentleman has said that she's not as clean as a driven soul. She did not exactly she did not deserve to be hit, number one, but she did not exactly go into this altercation unprovoked or doing any sort of not doing any sort of provocation, because there was indeed some provocation. And we're going to find out from a witness to the accident here and now. Let me see if I have a better one where it's just him speaking out on this issue. I think I have one here. Let me see here. If I have one, here we go. Yes. I think this is a better view of what she had to say, but we're going to reverse this back here. But no, this is the better version. So we're going to start here with we're going to be jumping back and forth here, so just bear with me. We're going to go back to the Crimson Cure. She had a whole show, an hour and a half show on this very, very subject, and she made a lot of salient, concrete points on this issue. And again, she does not condone violence, but she is one to call a spade a spade. Please subscribe to this woman. She is doing justice to all the world, not only women and men. Crimson Cure, femininity coach, and one who calls it as she sees it. And she's very fair-minded and right down the middle. And she understands what men are going through in this space. So shout out to Crimson Cure. Now, she has a full stream of the background of what happened here on the weekend. I believe this happened on the weekend anyways, because it went so viral as of this week. So I'm thinking it happened during Labor Day weekend. But let's get into it right now.
Aces, how you doing, sweetheart? Let's get to it here. Now, let's see.
Now, before we go any further, this is Rhoda Osmond's, I gotta write that name down before I forget. This is Rhoda Osmond's Instagram page. Now, this has been taken down. This page has been taken down, so you will not see this at this point in time. If you go to her page, you will not see these sort of videos because she did not want her views on certain things getting out. She didn't want any incriminating evidence, any sort of circumstantial evidence to get out there. You go to Rhoda Osmond's Instagram page, you will not see any of this. But luckily, somebody did before this got out, and this is where we got the other side of the story. You have the woman's side. Now we're going to talk about the men who were there and the man who was hit's side. Clearly, to the point. So you get a full picture. You get a full synopsis of what went wrong. Let's go. Shout out to the Crimson Cure. Fair use.
This is one. This is one.
Did you see that? I'll rewind it back for you again. This, I believe, is the smoking gun, as they say. The gentleman, I don't know if this gentleman in this video or somebody akin to that, but that's how she provokes men to acts of violence. She usually ridicules them. She usually demeans them, cusses them out, and then, as her signature, slaps them in the face. Now, she thinks that she can get away with the slap. She can just walk on and do what she's doing. So let's play it again. I know it's quick. I know it's very, very quick. But you gotta see this in real time. You gotta make sure you see this in real time. This is what she does. This is her claim to fame, her signature. And why indeed she may not have deserved to be protected by the black men who were around her that night, as you saw in the video. Let's go.
Now, let's see. This is one. This is one.
This is for the fact that you're a white man and I'm a black woman. I have less privilege than you.
Oh.
Thank you.
Oh, feel bad.
She only did it once but twice. She literally walks up to white men thinking that nothing will harm her, insult them as a result of some sort of racial issue, and try to browbeat them and literally get all of her angst out. And as a signature, she would slap them in the face. It not only happened once, it happened twice. But it goes further. It goes further. She not only has it in for white gentlemen, she has it in for black guys too, because guess what Rhoda is? She's part of the Alphabet Gang, people. She is a lesbian. This woman from Somalia is indeed a out lesbian. So, here is some of the smoke that she has for black men, black diaspora, everywhere. Let's move into it.
All the rappers and public figures in general who said that Sukiyana and other women who rap about their bodies vulgarly are just going to be touched because they bring it onto themselves, just know that when you're talking about your money and how much you like a trick, it will be touched. It will be touched. And I'm going to start tonight.
Guess what she's laughing about, people? That's right. She wants to commit crimes against men she feels hate women and hate modern women. She just said it here. Now she doesn't want to get the stuff out because she wants to play Snow Black here, innocent as the driven Snow Black. Rhoda Osmond does not want you to know that this is her distaste of black men and her jealousy of black men to a point where any sort of property of black men deserve to be stolen. They deserve to be thieved. Well, deserves to be the profits of crime, as they say. Any woman who professes to be a Sukiyana, or any sort of city girl, or any sort of Nicki Minaj, or any sort of Cardi B, or any sort of Meg Thee Stallion, who have these modern day, modern girl, feminist, womanist point of view and go against traditional values and do not like traditional values and shame these women for what they do, because literally they do the most, as we already seen from Sukiyana's London footage and the recent song, which is too hot for TV, to be fair. She wants to take money from them. She wants to steal from them. That's what she wants to do. She wants to be willfully objectionable and tyrannical and, well, downright nasty to men. So, that's part two. You didn't hear that part. When she's crying in the room asking for men's help, You didn't hear this part. No, you didn't hear this part. Let me repeat that again because you think I'm going crazy. No, you think I'm going nuts. So she's already slapped white men for reparations. So now she's going to go into black men here. There's a slap.
Thank you.
See this live on YouTube.
For all the rappers and public figures in general who said that Sukiyana and other women who rap about their bodies vulgarly are just going to be touched because they bring it onto themselves, just know that when you're talking about your money and how much you like to trick, it will be touched. It will be touched. And I'm going to start tonight.
So that's what she's doing, ladies and gentlemen. She is laughing at the fact that she wants to commit a crime against those who perpetrate, or so have something against Sukiyana and her way of, Sukiyana, City Girls, Cardi B, Meg Thee Stallion, and the like, and their way of life. She wants to commit crimes against them. So that's part two. We're going to continue going because it doesn't stop here.
Let's go. Happy Pride. I hope every black woman is kissing another black woman because we are the innate protectors and the providers. We protect societies, we protect communities with our intellectual property, with our lived experience.
Now, we're going to go back. We're going to go back.
Just pause that there for a second. I think I have a longer video on that where I'm gonna break out of this because that's an important rule as well. Because as you can see, there are the slaps, there were the crimes she wished to perpetrate on those who profiteer from gentlemen who only want these women for one thing because that's all they put themselves out for, one thing. So we're gonna move into this video in full length. We are just jotting back to mediocre tutorial and reviews. Again, she wants her Brittany Renner moment. So we're going to get into it right now. This is how she feels about, well, the African male diaspora. Let's get into it.
To young lady.
I hope every black woman is kissing another black woman because we are the innate protectors and the providers. We protect societies, we protect communities with our intellectual property, with our lived experiences, with our breast milk, with our bodies. We're the ones and the two. Bitch, not even the three. Because men are not providers and protectors, not innately, because they only protect what they possess. But we protect everybody and we provide, baby, okay? So I hope you catch a girl tonight because I hope I do. Ew. And don't forget, before there was feminism, it was lesbians who were living those lives without worried about niggas. Like, they were not worried about niggas. They were decentering men. So before there was feminism, there were lesbians. Hey, excuse me.
So men are not protected.
Wait. We just got a comment from Chanel. She's being truthful. Chanel, with all due respect, and I thank you for your comment, are you really thinking about what you just said? Let's play it again. Because there's one thing I could say that would dismiss everything she just said right there. Literally everything. And, of course, she went on record to say, why weren't you gentlemen there to protect me? Remember that. She didn't ask for the alphabet gang to come and get her. She didn't ask her lesbian friends to come get her, Chanel. She asked for men to protect her. She asked, where were the black men around me coming to protect me? We're going to get to that in a bit. Oh, yeah, I'll come with receipts tonight. Oh, yes. No. She's being truthful? Okay, let's play that again. Just for you, Chanel. And I thank you for the comment, Chanel. You're always a great supporter. Let's just go back again and explain and let her on her pride her pride soapbox. Let her get on her pride soapbox and let her explain herself again.
Hope every black woman is kissing another black woman because we are the innate protectors and the providers. We protect us.
Wait! Did you get that? Black women are the protectors and providers. Who is she asking for when she got hit with a brick? Black women? No. She was asking for, you guessed it, because she knew then when there was an assault. You say nonsense? Do you want to play it again? Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. And I'll play. Wait, you know what? Let's do it this way. Let's do it this way, because I am happy for the debate. My girl Chanel, let me say this. I am happy for the debate. I'm very, very pleased. I'm very, very excited about this debate, because one thing is for sure. This lady right here was doing, as the kids say, the most. And yet she asked for black men to come to her aid. Wait for it. Wait for it. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. Here we go. Let's go to. I'm jumping back and forth here tonight because I have receipts. We're going to Please Act Right. Please subscribe to him. This is what happened just after being hit in the face with a brick from a man after an unprovoked attack. Who is she asking for? Let me play it again.
Well, Please Act Right. Well, if you haven't seen it already, there's a young lady that's saying that a guy hit her in the face with a brick because he asked her for a phone number and she told him no. If you haven't seen it already, let's roll that 30-second clip.
And just hit me in my face with a brick, and all these black men just watch, and they don't give a. Yeah, this man hit me. He grabbed a rock and he hit me in my face, because I would have given him my number. And all y'all just watch.
What do you want to do? What do you want to do? What do
y'all do? I want y'all to be a man. I want y'all to be a man. Do something.
Oh, wait. Did you get that? Did you get that, Chanel? She wanted us to be men. No. She wanted us to be men. You're too sweet for that, I know, Chanel. But here, remember what she said before. She said her alphabet gang were the protectors and providers. But when she gets hit with a brick and things get really real, guess who she's asking for now? Guess who she's begging for now to come to her rescue? It ain't the alphabet gang. It ain't the pink mafia. It's the men standing around. Because at the end of the day, when you really need help, you're not asking for a woman. You're not asking for your lesbian friends. You're not asking for the alphabet gang. You're not asking for the pink mafia. You're asking for a man. You're asking for a man, Chanel. When shit hits the fan, you're not asking for a woman to come get you. You're asking for a man to come get you. Hey, she goes on. I'm sorry I have to do this, but she goes on.
I'm gonna let a man hit me in my face.
Now, whenever I see videos like this, before I start feeling sorry for her, I always stop and think to myself, did she do anything outlandish to provoke this guy to hit her? Now, for the record, I don't condone any man putting his hands on or attacking a woman, but it seems to me like there's more to the story than she's telling us, and I have proof there was. She's not the innocent person she's pretending to be.
Ever done to anybody in my life to deserve this?
We don't condone violence here.
Well, here's her slapping a white guy.
Literally, a man asked me for my number. I said no, and he picked up a brick in front of so many men. It was like, what are you gonna do?
So a man asks you for your phone number. You say no, and he just automatically picks up a brick and says, what are you gonna do? Once again, I'm not saying that she should have gotten hit with a brick, but she's not telling us the whole story.
And I told all these men, like, yo, why this man got a brick on my face? And he's holding a brick.
And while he's holding this brick, threatening to hit you with it, you just stood there.
And all these is watching, and nobody does nothing.
Then why didn't you leave?
And he hits me in my face, and they all just watch. And they let that man get in a car. How is this okay? This is what y'all doing to women?
I'm sorry, but they didn't do anything to you. The guy with the brick was the one that did something to you. And just in case you weren't paying attention, young lady, you stood around and waited to get hit. How did you become all the other men out there's responsibility to protect you? A woman that clearly doesn't have the common sense to protect herself by simply leaving the area. If this was a man telling the same story, I would say the same thing. Why the hell did you stick around to get hit with a brick?
I don't even care about my face because I'm still gonna be prettier than all of y'all niggas because I have a pretty heart. But my heart is...
Remember what Kevin said. Shame, insults, guilt need to be right. She's still prettier than all of us. Although she looks like a beat up Martin. I'll show pictures later. But I don't mean to laugh at this display. But again, I offer this evidence. Thank you for the comment, King Olin. There's not a man. That's not a man. He's another Neanderthal. You're absolutely right. We do not condone violence against women. No. But here's the thing. Remember what she said earlier on, guys? What did she say? She said what? Let's play it again. No. You guys don't understand. You guys don't understand what I'm talking about. No man has laid hands on you because you're a lady, Chanel. You're a lady. This girl here. You want to hear about this lady again?
Forget Brittany for now. Let's dive back into the psychology of the bricked young lady.
I hope every black woman is kissing another black woman because we are the innate protectors and the providers. We protect societies, we protect communities with our intellectual property, with our lived experiences, with our breast milk, with our bodies. We're the ones. And the two. Bitch, not even the three.
Don't say that karma didn't come back for her. Don't say that. Nope. Don't say that. Because she said that women were the real protectors and providers. Yes. I will bring in King Onan just 1 second. Yes, indeed. Go, yes, indeed. We're gonna bring in King Onan here for this live video because we need to discuss this in full. This is something that needs to be fleshed out. Thank you, King Onan, for wanting to jump into the space. So I think you got it, right? I think you got my thing anyways. Hopefully you got me. Oh, here we go. Yes. Hopefully that gets you in. But we need to respect each other. Yes, indeed, we do need to respect each other. But she had no respect for black men in the first place. Look who she thought were the protectors and providers of the world. Women. And only a woman who has all this privilege would say something like that because it took men to create the world in which she could say such ludicrous things. We created a world so safe, so free from violence and tyranny until she got hit with a brick that she could say something just like that. I know King Onan. I don't know why he didn't come up there. Keep commenting, King Onan. But this is what we're dealing with here. We're not dealing... Now, again, we don't condone violence. We don't want women being hit in the face. That is wrong. However, karma has a way of waking you up. Karma has a way of waking you up, making you realize that these alphabet gang crew ain't coming to your aid when you need protection and provision. You're asking for a man. And she went on record to say that. But let her continue. She think I'm crazy. All right.
Because men are not providers and protectors, not innately, because they only protect what they possess. But we protect everybody, and we provide, baby, okay? So I hope you catch a girl tonight, because I hope I do. Ew.
Who is she providing for? Other than herself. I believe she has a child. But I've never known a woman to provide for a man on a long-term basis. Now, they would on a short term, yes. But on a long term, no. I don't know if they're willing to protect either, because the minute she got hit with the brick, who did she ask for? She asked for a man. She pleaded, where are the men around me? I thought the Pink Mafia was coming to save you. I thought the alphabet gang was going to be there for you. But clearly not. What you really wanted were full-blooded men. I will add you. Yes, I will add you. I will add you. No. Let's go back. Let's cancel that. Let's see if we can add people here. Yes. Invite to join. Invite. Okay. So let's see if that works. Let me see if that works. There we go. Okay, we've got something here. Okay, what's that?
Hold on, let me flip that. I was watching something on TV there.
Yes, King On, how are you, sir? Good to see you.
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. How you doing, man? I'm listening to some of this stuff this woman is saying is just blasphemy.
It is. And here's the thing. Before you go forward, this is an African lady. She's Somalian.
Yeah?
She's Somalian, yeah.
Well, let me say one thing that's going on that you've seen. There's a dynamic that's going on with this type of people are living in some type of fantasy neurosis in their heads.
Yep.
And they're trying to go against the laws of nature. Okay? When we talk about societies of men and women, men are the protectors. Men are the warriors. Men are the ones who protect. Women are the nurturers, the comforters, and they're also the first teachers of the children.
Thank you.
This is why it's very important as a man to be very careful of the type of woman you have children with, because you want your seeds planted in fertile soil, because they're the ones who nurture and guide these children.
Right.
And teach these children first. These women are delusional because they're living in some type of world where they've been damaged and hurt.
Yes.
So they think that by saying these things they're empowering themselves, and you're not empowering yourself. You're just sounding foolish.
Absolutely.
Everything in the society that we're in right now has been created by men.
Thank you.
So I don't know where you're getting this stuff about women are creators. Yes, women create. They do nurture. They do give.
They create life. They create life. But hey, without our seed, they can't create it anyway.
Right, but they don't create this. They didn't create this system here. They didn't create the monetary system, the investment system. All these systems around were founded by men. And if you really want to look at it, it was actually founded by Black African men, because everything we have today was that Europeans have was given to them by us Moors.
Very
true.
Actually
conquered Europe.
Very true.
And ruled Europe. And they got their knowledge for that, but that's a conversation for another day.
That's a conversation for another day. Yes, indeed. Another conversation for another day.
I just want to drop those jewels in there. But these women are delusional. They're talking out of hurt, they're talking out of pain, and they're talking out their ass.
That's right.
They're not making any common sense of anything they're saying. Nothing. Not a damn iota of common sense. You're sitting there, you're saying that, what? Oh, men didn't protect me. First of all, the man that attacked me, yeah, I said it, he's a Neanderthal. He's not a man.
Not a man, no. I do not. We do not condone violence on women. You know it, I know it there, Richard. We do not.
I do not, and I don't respect that. But at the same time, too, I don't think we're getting the full story of what happened.
That's what I'm cluing you in on, my friend. What I just shown to the people on YouTube is the fact that this woman would literally, and she did it to white guys, she would cuss them out about being slave masters and being racists and all these other things, and then as a signature, she would slap them in the face.
Well, I mean, look, there you go. I mean, what goes around comes around, then you've gotten your karma, right?
As I said. I just said.
Why are you crying? Why are you upset if the karma has come to get you? Listen, if I'm out, I'll give you the situation. If I'm out there and I'm hurting and abusing people, and then all of a sudden I get stomped out and I end up in the trauma unit at Toronto General Hospital, should I be upset?
Yes.
I should expect that.
That's right.
That's something that I should expect. That's the karma, the energy I put out with. The destructive energy is coming back to me.
That's right. That's right.
So I don't understand the logic in these statements. If you're sitting there and you're verbally and physically abusing people and it comes back to you, you should be humbled by that, because that's what you get.
I doubt she'll be humbled though, because she's crying foul. She's got remember, she has a GoFundMe right now. It's up to about $45,000 right now for her medical bills.
Yeah, I ain't paying nothing for a medical management.
No. Yeah, well, she's getting it from the feminist divide, and I mean that's all well and good. Put your money where you want, And we don't condone violence in any way, shape, or form. But at the end of the day, it's like you said. Karma has come back to haunt her. She's put out an energy that says, I am indestructible. I can take a hit. She went up to the wrong dude with that same premise, and she got what she got. Now, we don't condone it, but that'll happen.
I'm happy for it, and I'm not saying that I would want her to go through that.
No.
And suffer that. No, that's what I'm saying. But there's an energy. When you put that shit out there, you get it. And what's happening with a lot of women now is I hear a lot of them complaining, and I'm like, listen, I don't complain about women. I don't sit around complaining about women. You know why? I don't attract ratchetness. I don't attract skeezers.
We don't.
I don't attract these. I don't attract that because I don't put that energy out there. So I don't complain about that. A lot of you women who complain about these men, you need to take a good look at yourselves, because a lot of you are putting out a certain energy out there that's attracting that type of man, and that's what you're going to get, right? So don't cry. And don't sit there and whimper and want someone to feel empathy for you when you're out there doing your shit too, because a lot of you are ratchet. A lot of you don't have your shit together. You think you have your shit together because you might have it together financially, but emotionally, spiritually,
thank you,
intellectually,
tell it.
You don't have it together. A lot of you don't even read. All you read is a lot of women I meet. The only thing they read is stuff on their phone.
Yep.
Or they a lot of texts, or they're into social media. What are you actually reading? What are you feeding your mind? What are you feeding your soul? A lot of them don't even eat right. Like, I mean, I have my little snacks and stuff, but I work out. I'm going to be 50 next year. I'm in good shape.
Right.
I don't look like
right, absolutely. Richard, you've maintained yourself fantastically well.
You don't even feed your bodies properly, so you can't sit there and complain. You got to take accountability sometimes, man, and look at yourself.
You know what? And here's the thing. And here's the great thing about that is that these women aren't acting like women anymore. They're acting a lot more aggressive. They're more masculine. They're taking on masculine traits. You're starting to see a lot of these girls walking around thinking that they're men. You're not men. You're not men. You'll never be a man.
No, and why would you want to? If you're so happy being a woman and you're so strong and powerful in your femininity, why do you need to equate it to being like a man? See, this is what a lot of women don't understand. Okay, I'll give you a good example here. A woman carries a baby for 9 months, correct?
Yes.
Average. You give birth. My mother's a pediatric nurse. My father's a doctor. Rest in peace.
Yes.
When you give birth.
R.I.P.
Do you know the pressure of carrying a baby that long, and the amount of pressure when you're going through those labor contractions? You know how powerful you have to be to go through that? So you're already strong. So why do you need to have someone to validate your empowerment of your strength? Why?
Because we live in a gynocracy, my friend. We live under a feminist veil in which they're teaching women to be stronger and men being weaker.
Exactly, and that's the problem.
That's a problem.
You can't have your cake and eat. Like I told this one woman, I go, it's not Burger King, a relationship. You can't have it your way.
That's right.
Right? The problem is that you want a man to be strong and powerful when it suits you.
You! Under your circumstance and your agenda, yes.
According to your conditions, your terms. But when it's to your detriment, you don't want that. Right?
Exactly.
You want a man not to bark back. You want him to sit there and be a little boy. But when you say jump like a dog, you want him to bite.
That's right. That's right.
It's not worth it. You can't have it your way.
Well, here's the thing. It's like being married, right? Women want the day, but they don't want the lifetime. They don't want the work. Because it takes work to be in a married setting. They love the day. They want to brag to their friends, oh, I'm married now. I've done this and this and that. But they don't want the work in the background. That's why divorce levels are so high. Because they know there's a financial incentive by leaving the relationship. So they don't want to live under the auspices and leadership and headship of a man. They don't want to do that anymore. They clearly don't. And it is so typically seen in this Western world, Western Europe. I wouldn't say the Mediterranean countries. There are a few patriarchal countries in Western Europe, such as Greece, such as Italy, such as Spain, such as Portugal. Very, very masculine countries. However, if you go into like northwestern Europe, such as England, France, you go into the Scandinavian countries. If you go into North America, Canada, United States, you're going to find a lot of women who think that they don't need their men. It's only when the light goes out, the power shuts off, when you hit a flat tire, when you are in violent need, and when you get hit with a brick.
You know, I'm not even laughing at that. That's sad. And that's not a
that you need a man.
That's just a Neanderthal. That's a savage. That's not
and we don't but that's what I'm saying.
Mentality and personality is something that's something I would never do, and I condone that.
No, you don't. No, you don't. But my point is this, Richard. Don't put out the energy that you don't need a man when you actually do in circumstances such as these. Every woman needs a man at some point in time, either to make babies, either to build their houses, either to protect them, either to provide for them. They are not a monolith unto themselves. And this lady has, and as I pointed out right here in this whole Happy Pride speech, she says they're the protectors and providers. They're the ones, feminists, lesbians are the ones who built societies. It's like, what are you talking about?
Does she even know? She doesn't even know the etymology of the term lesbian. It's Lesbos. That's actually an island named for an island off of Greece.
That's right. That's right.
She doesn't even know. A lot of these people don't even have the etymology of the word origins they're using. They just use them because they throw them around. She doesn't even understand that lesbianism is not masculinity. That is not masculinity at all. It isn't. And to be a lesbian, you can still be feminine. You can still be nurturing.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
You can still be loving. So I don't even know what she's even talking about. I think a lot of these people, what it is they live in this warped society. They have these warped ideals and warped views, and they bring them to the forefront. And then they want people to give them empathy and attention, and they want likes and views. They don't even understand a lot of the language they're using. They don't even have an overstanding of the kind of context of what they're saying and the kind of things they're putting out. Remember, words are energy, right?
Yes.
When you say these kind of things, the energy you say out there that you're putting out there is the energy you receive. So if you sit there and you say, I hate men, well, you're going to get a lot of shitty men in your life.
Not only that, you don't need men. So why do you want men to come protect you when things finally occur?
No one could ever talk about me and said, I'm a guy out there saying, I hate women suck. No, I've never said that.
No men do. Most men don't.
And I don't, like I said, I don't complain about dating. I don't complain about women because I don't attract that shit. So I don't complain. You attract what you are.
Absolutely.
I don't get ratchet, nasty women that are like that. I don't deal with them. I don't attract them. And if they're in my circumference of my energy, I move away.
Oh, Richard, I know how you move away from these girls. You make no bones about it. You are out of there. You are so gone. But you know what, Rich? Let me continue with the story. I thank you for your comment. Come on back a little later, and we can discuss this further. But I just want to get on with the storyline right here because, again, this lady, though violence it shouldn't be tolerated on her person, the fact of the matter is she brought it on herself through her karmic ways. Thank you very much, Richard. We're going to get back to you in a sec. Thank you so much. All right, let's get back into it. Get back to the big chair. And I just want to read a couple of comments that we heard earlier. Yes, indeed. That's crazy. Yes, indeed. For kids, 4 kids, 2 husbands. Yes, okay. I could never deal with such a weak-minded male. He's right. Okay, we've got all of that. Thank you very much for your comments, Chanel. And thank you very much for coming on, King Onan, for that. And listen, we don't wish to have any violence against these sort of women. But at the end of the day, karma's karma. And if you are a real woman, you would not attract the violence that you are attracting by literally cussing out men and slapping them in the face. Because I'm sure that's exactly what happened in this instance. We don't have any footage of it. There is no footage of that. People saying that the white guy is that footage, but we don't know. We cannot verify that. But something to that effect came about. And she messed with the wrong one. Don't agree with what happened at the end of the day, but she messed with the wrong one. And you can't really tell of a man's state of mind, and when you catch him at a bad day, and catch him in a bad way, and if you catch him in a bad way, they're liable to pick up bricks and slap you with it. That's the long and the short of it. As regrettable as it is, that may happen. That's why there's a low level, ladies and gentlemen, there's a low level of consequence with men when they deal with each other. Because they know violence may be the result, and men could die. So men have always got to think logically when going into an encounter, a violent encounter with other men, because they could die that day. Women don't go with that mindset. They go into the mindset saying, I can say and do what the hell I want, and he can't hit me because I'm a woman. No. If you do not wish to be protected by men, you do not wish to have the protection provision of men, this can happen. And you know what? With the amount of men not getting sex these days, this is going to happen much more often than you think. As bad as it is. Sexual assaults are on the rise in the Western world. Why? Because more men are being turned down for sex. As women, we've already gone into this. Women are looking for the top 10%, and 80% of men they deem unattractive. So, expect this more often. You're not going to be a woman, insult a man, slap him in the face, and think you're going to get away with it 100% of the time. One day, you're going to find one, and it's going to hit you upside the face, and then you're going to be looking like... where did she go? Yeah, she'll end up looking, if you see on Talk Live on YouTube, like... Where'd she go? Oh, okay, I can't find her right now. Well, oh, there she is, like this. Just like that. Just got a comment from Chanel. There are certain words you shouldn't say to him, and you're absolutely right. You don't. Men have to be logical in their dealings with other men because there are certain things you don't say. And if you're going on like you're a man and you have all the strength of a man, mess around and find out. And that goes for all women. Mess around and find out. Men have more upper body strength, more torque, more tensile strength. And their level of violence can kill you. It's happened time and time again. But let us get back to it. So we have this lady here, as was stated before. She's gone on to say that she doesn't need black men. She doesn't need men, period. Because the pink mafia is going to come save her. Where were they that night? And who was she crying for then? Well, we know what she was crying for, but she wasn't going to get it. And we're going to get into that in a bit, because we're going to go back to the Crimson Cure and really break things down. We're going to let her continue with the receipts we have from this lady, Ms. Osman, Rhoda Osman, with regards to her attitude and her past misdeeds.
And don't forget, before there was feminism, it was lesbians who were living those lives without worried about niggas. Like, they were not worried about niggas. They were decentering men. So before there was feminism, there were lesbians. Hey, excuse me.
So men are not protectors, right? According to you. But your first response after getting bricked is to shame the men around you for not protecting? Please, help me understand this, because right now it just seems as though you're looking for attention. But in that video, she actually did say something correct that I wanted to highlight. Let's go over this Twitter comment that I think actually speaks to it. But she's right. Men only protect things they possess, just like the men in these replies are saying. They'll protect women they know, but not a random woman. Everything she said was true and proven in person and online. Before we
go into what he had to say there, let's read that again. Men, the key part of this piece, this comment here, is men only protect things they possess. That's right. It's the old saying for the Bible: if you wish to be covered, you will be covered as a woman. But if you don't wish to be covered, do expect something harmful, even though we don't condone it, to happen to you. Like this. Especially if you provoke the altercation. Especially if you bring it upon your person. Just like the men in these replies are saying, they protect women they know, but not a random woman. This is a random woman. This random woman begged for the protection of men. But in her prior dealing, she didn't want any part of men. As much as we do not condone the violence, she did not want any part of it. She wanted the pink mafia to come save her. But when she gets hit with a brick, she calling for pink mafia then? She calling for the alphabet gang then? What? You saying? Who's she asking for? Who's she asking? She is not right. Thank you very much, Chanel. Yeah, she's right.
In person and online. Before you get into tizzy, let me help you try to understand from a man's perspective, because I can hear all of the women screaming, ah, but a real man would step up to the plate, ah, but a real man would, whatever the hell did y'all talk about, y'all echo chambers? You got to understand this about violence. Life is not a movie. Men don't operate and move like we're in a movie. Getting involved in random or domestic disputes is one of the most dangerous things that you can get involved with. You see, men understand the true consequences of battle, the true consequences of violence. Women romanticize about it, as if they expect, like in the movies, for the knight in shining armor to come and save the day. In this world, you have to assess the context of a situation and understand and prioritize how to protect yourself and your own family first. Because if something happens to me, then what's going to happen to my family? And in this world, you must conduct yourself in a way that's worthy of protection. And truth be told, mama, this ain't it. Now, due to YouTube guidelines, I actually cannot review this video right here, but this is the young bricked lady in question. She walks up to a white gentleman and slaps him in the face, and then walks about 4 steps forward and begins to twerk. It's crazy.
Okay, so we have the evidence. We have the evidence of the lady slapping a white guy in the face, insulting him, slapping the white guy in the face, and walking away, and then twerking at the end of it. Twerking. As a victory dance. Where is that thing? I think there is, hold on. I'm going to go back to, because I'm going to hold this in abeyance for just a second. I think it's here. Where are we at here? No, it's not that one. Yes, I think, yeah, well, okay, yeah, let me see here. Let me see what we got here. Hold this in abeyance. Okay, she got that, and then she did that, and then, right, so, let's, you know what, let's do this then. Let's get back into the mind of one Rhoda Osman, the late, as she's called it, Brickesha. Let's get into the mind of this individual. Going back to mediocre tutorial reviews, remember this lady was a doctoral student. Yes, I do. I do my research, ladies and gentlemen. This is a doctoral student from Somalia. She was not born in the States. She was doing her doctorate in the States. I think she gave it up during the pandemic. And I don't know if she was there legally or illegally. But this was part of her essay right here. We brought it up from Mediocre Tutorial Reviews. And the fact of the matter is, I want to get into the mind of this individual and what sort of view she had going into the into Brickgate, into Brick Flare, into Brickeshaville. So let's get into it. Now this is an essay, I believe. Oh, okay. We're gonna come back into it. So come on back, and we're going to get into the mind. If you're on Instagram, come back. We're going to get into the mind of Rhoda Osmond, what exactly made her tick, and the views she had of black people, of Black Lives Matter, and how she used that to her advantage today after Brickgate. Come on back on Instagram. Talk soon. Still on YouTube here, and we're just getting back on Instagram. Thank you very much for joining me on Talk Live. We are back here, speaking of getting in the background of one Rhoda Osmond, a.k.a. Brickesha, a.k.a. Brick Flair, a.k.a. Brick House, Mighty, just letting it all hang out. I'm killing myself. Anyways, let's get into this, into the background of who this lady is, and then we're going to break her down piece by piece as to, although the violence is not necessary, we're going to get into why. Why indeed? It may be understood why she got hit, even though she shouldn't. We should understand why. We got to that little background for one reason. We got to that first reason, the fact that she didn't ask for protection. She wanted to be a lesbian. She wanted her pink mob to come save her. At the end of the day, they didn't. So let's get into this, these feelings of why she goes up and hits white people and slaps them in the face. Let's get into it with my man MTR here. Let's go. Fair use.
A woman, a Somalian, a refugee. Rhoda says black people have earned the right to defend themselves. Oh, God, here we go. What color defines Rhoda? Black. Black is my favorite color because I consider myself black, and so much of my life experiences are wrapped up in my color, my spirit. My joy comes from my blackness. I feel as though I have great insight into my life because of my blackness. There are layers to my blackness, yada, yada. I am aesthetically a black person. Then on top of racism, there is xenophobia. Okay, here she goes with this phobia fucking talk.
Here we go.
The fact that I'm a refugee offends people as well. Shut up. This country was not supposed to take me in, they think. Then I'm a woman. Shut up. God damn it, the victim. The goddamn fucking victim. You are a scammer. She's a scammer. This shit takes it to the next level. I talk about this platform about women utilizing their victimhood status to continue to act like they're more oppressed than what they actually are. This chick utilizes it for profit, and she starts goddamn GoFundMe's to fund her goddamn lifestyle and her being a single mother. The fact that I'm a refugee...
Yeah. You didn't catch that part. She is a single mother. Yeah, she's got a child. Yeah. Maybe you didn't catch that in all the headlines. But she's got a baby. I wonder who gave that to her. But she said she's lesbian, right? I wonder who gave it to her. Immaculate Conception or...
She offends people as well. Shut up. Then I'm a woman. Shut up. The only people I don't feel oppressed by are other black women. But you talk shit on other black women. You say trans women do it better than black women. Oh, okay. But I choose black. I'm so grateful to be black. I am a scammer. Give me your money. Give me your GoFundMe. I'm going to utilize my oppression to make money. Give it to me. Give it to me now. I am a single mother. Don't you understand how goddamn hard that it is? Don't you understand how goddamn hard that it is to have laid on my back and got coming? So now, because I am a mother, I need help. I need goddamn help. As I lay here in this goddamn tunnel, she woke up in the morning and said,
okay, before we go there, there's a few things to break down about that point, and that is this. Number one, and a lot of lesbians do this. A lot of bisexual, but definitely lesbians do this. They sleep with a man. They get his semen, they have a child, and then they discard him, and then they get on with their lives as men, which is, a bit of, how should I say this, misrepresentation in the highest regard. But anyways, that's besides the point. The thing about this is that she has used a victim complex in order to get funding for her plights, including this one, because she's done this before, people, where she was a victim of violence and asked people on GoFundMe to pay for her medical bills et al. Because right now her GoFundMe is about $45,000 American. Because of this one thing. That's the first thing she did. But you know who else did that same thing after a well-heralded act of violence? That's right, Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter, if you didn't know, are run by lesbians who do not want any part of traditional family structure at all. They rail against it. They run counterculture to it. They demean it in every way, shape, and form. And they used the victim complex of a George Floyd, of a Ahmaud Arbery, and many other black and female ladies who died at police hands to their advantage. To a point where they, well, to be fair, since they're a charity, they misappropriated a lot of those funds for themselves. Bought mansions for themselves, bought property for themselves. Through the charitable donations of philanthropic organizations who felt, bad for the cause. But they didn't realize where that money was going to, really. If you dig up on this sort of information, you'll get it. Black Lives Matter, although it sounds great on paper and it sounds great as a movement, it was a way of profiting from a wrongful death. Don't believe me? Look it up. Look it up. And she took Rhoda Osmond took the Black Lives Matter playbook and used it on herself. Except she was the victim of violence, so therefore she said, I got hit with a brick. Somebody paid for my medical bills. Et al. When I say et al, that means and other things as well. Because Lord knows she ain't giving that money back. She said, oh, here's my hospital bills paid. Take your money back. Nope. She's going to keep all the money. Given by whom? Well, feminists, womanists, et al., who feel sorry for this lady, even though they don't know the circumstances of why she was hit in the first place. See? Black Lives Matter, Rhoda Osmond. Rhoda Osmond. There you go. Just had a comment for Chanel. It's a low percentage get pregnant for the first time having sex. Needs to happen at least at 6. Listen, you think she was stopping at one time? She was making sure she was getting pregnant because there was an ulterior motive for that. And guess what that ulterior motive is? Stay in the United States. She wasn't going back to Somalia. Because once you have a child in the States, guess what happens to the mother? That's right. She gets to stay too. Read it up in the immigration law. The sole provider of that child, well, I wouldn't say sole provider because I'm sure there's a man out there, but she doesn't want to know him because she's a lesbian now. But that was, it's a whole different story. It's a whole other thing to discuss. But she came and she came to be pregnant for a reason. For a reason, and that was to stay in the States. And apparently, live out her life as a lesbian, even though I don't know about that, and get hit with a brick. But anyways, I digress. Let us continue the story here. with mediocre tutorial reviews.
That was too far, MTR. Shut up. Okay? The bun on her head had nothing to do with any of this. Okay? I am a single mother. My forehead is massive, but my intellect is great. My shirt is dirty, but never mind that. I'm going to utilize the money from the GoFundMe in order to buy a new black shirt, because this one's covered in shit and dust. Rhoda Osman is a 29-year-old doctoral, mind you, this is back in 2020. Okay. 29-year-old doctoral student currently residing in Texas. Months back, she entered a dollar store and experienced what she described as yet another
victim mentality. Remember that.
Of being a black person, a Somalian, and a woman. Oh my God, the Victim Olympics. Oh, it is so cringe. Yo, she's a mother. If she has a son, the boy has no chance. The boy is going to grow up being a feminist. He's going to grow up being a walking pillow cushion. He's going to grow up wearing black nail polish. Oh my God.
Or he's going to be getting on Instagram and TikTok asking to find his person. So why can't I find my person? What? Seriously? You actually said that? To the world? Are you a man or what? What is wrong with you? Well, yes, that's what she's trying to bring into the world. If she has a boy child. Halle Berry tried it. We're going to get into that in another show. What Halle Berry's doing to her man child is You thought I think this is an act of revenge for a diverse element, but anyways, we digress. Let us continue here with mediocre tutorial reviews on her background. Let's go.
I have been living in Texas for over a year, and I've had the police call on me 3 times. 3 fucking times. I'm pretty sure I would live in Texas and have the cops calling me no times. I'm pretty sure that I can have that accomplished, ma'am. What are you doing? Negativity seems to follow you, but you seem to always blame everyone else for your malarkey. You blame everyone else for your bullshit. Let's proceed. The incident is currently posted on her Instagram page, strewn with both supportive and racist comments from viewers. What a clown. Some comments told Osman she should have known better than to move to Texas, possibly claiming Texas as a bigoted state. Additional comments advanced President Donald Trump's build that wall rhetoric, while others shared supportive messages towards Osman. The issue at hand: in the dollar store, Osman was speaking her native language during a phone call with her sister. Apparently, she took a picture of this man with his hands crossed in a very pensive, passive state. And then she wrote this in her IG. I was shopping at a Dollar Tree speaking Somali to my sister when I noticed a Karen staring at me suspiciously. I paid her dust like I always do the girls, but then I was effing literally shaking towards the end. Check the phone focus. This chick is so crazy. The important thing is I was physically safe. Too many black people die because of Karens who refuse to let us live in a society that refuses to give us the benefit of the doubt and the public empathy we so often and easily give everyone. This is the same young woman that walked up to this guy and slapped him in his face. This is the same woman. She has issues. Yeah. She has problems. And she's a liar. I walked into the store and I was there 1 minute in the aisle with an elderly white woman, Osman said. It was then that I got off the phone and a manager approached me and told me that they received complaints. I was swearing in the store. How did she go from speaking to her sister in her native language to then people complaining that she was cussing in the store? What? No accountability. Just driving the narrative that he's coming up to me because I'm black, which is so weak. Not because you're cussing in the store. As Osmond recalls it, the manager stated, "I heard you were using profanity." Osmond was stunned to hear that because she was speaking in a completely different language, as she explains it. The incident began to escalate as the app manager then followed her around the store. "When I finished shopping, I was then approached the line to pay. Security walked up to me and told me to leave because apparently I was swearing while on the phone." For her, it was an unfamiliar feeling, and Osmond puts it, the manager and the security guard weighed the claim of another individual in the store over her own. "They were willing to protect this person who had more rights than me. There should be no hierarchy," Osmond said. Eventually, the manager admitted she did not hear Osmond use profanity. Still, the manager's demeanor worsened, and the situation continued to spiral. Because when black people are in the right, that becomes its own problem, the manager changed the narrative and made it about giving an attitude. Again, read all of this, but also understand her behavior in the last videos that we watched about her. She's fundamentally insane, and she will absolutely make up any story in order to push a narrative. Mind you, she's trying to go viral. She's trying to get in the news. She's trying to get popping. She's trying to get popular. This is what she prioritizes. Was there a police report here? Is there any documentation? Is there? Or is just her talking to some website that back in 2020 wanted to jump on the back of the cultural narrative? As a black woman, the belief others have is that they can bulldoze and harass me, but she couldn't when I was speaking in my own language. As a result, the individual in the dollar store took matters into her own hands. So think about this. Situation happens to you. You create your own.
So again, I'll break it down. I'll stop it right there for a second. Here's the thing. She's done this before. The whole victim mindset, and things were taken to the next level in this instance. But back then, she was a victim of saying that she couldn't speak her own language at a loud length and swear in a store. Because it would be proved distasteful. And most people would agree with that. But not this lady, because she thought that because she was black, she wasn't able to do that. Now, I understand, and I've been through the black experience. Believe me, I'm black myself. And I would see when racism is truly out in the open. But when you accuse someone of, or accuse a store of discriminating against you and being racist towards you because you use loud, profane language and you spoke in a loud tone in Somali, you have to take it with a grain of salt and really see it in a certain type of context. Because again, she could be right. They could be racist. But at the end of the day, it's not as if they were harassing her in the store. They dealt with it in a very calm, polite manner. They asked her to cease and desist all such behaviors within the store because it wasn't really conducive to a pleasant shopping experience. But because she felt assaulted and browbeat by these proprietors of said establishment, she wanted to be compensated. It's coming. So what you're going to find out then is she was compensated for the racist, quote unquote, racist behavior of those who were proprietors of the store and the security guard as well. But not only that, did she give back the money? Let's see.
Story, you get interviewed for it. The interview paints you as the heroine, so you're incentivized to do it again. Then you set up a GoFundMe and receive money for your heroism, incentivizing you to do it again. Could it be that what happened a couple of days ago was written in stone back in 2020 when she realized that she can profit off of scamming, that she can profit off of lies. The manager and the security guard's expectation was, we're going to harass her until she yells, screams, or more, making room for them to react however they saw fit. Oh my God. What they're probably going to do for the rest of this article is compare her situation to Ahmaud Arbery, which is completely despicable. Which is completely abhorrent. Which is so goddamn crazy. What's crazy about this, when I saw Brunswick, I thought New Brunswick, which is in New Jersey, which is, you know, we like to call components of New Jersey Brick City. That's not funny. Stop laughing, everybody. So what happened after this? GoFundMe! I swear for God, you can't make this shit up. Help Black Muslim mother pay her medical bill. Okay? This one didn't go as viral, but she met her goal. $4,850 at a $5,100 goal. A young Black Muslim single mother was viciously assaulted by private security in Minneapolis, sustaining multiple facial contusions, a black eye, and injuries to her leg and back. She needs an estimated $5,000 to pay for medical expenses, legal fees, a new phone, and more. Please donate if able. Support and share. Thank you. If donating through GoFundMe does not work, you can please send the funds to XYZ ABC. Thank you to everybody that's donated so far and shared with their networks. We're almost halfway there, so please keep on sharing. Now that I read this over again, this actually doesn't look connected to the story that I just read. But what it seems is that this woman has a history of bullshit. She has a history of lies. She has a history of making shit up, starting GoFundMes, and getting money. We live in an odd time nowadays. We live in a time where bad behavior, especially when it looks at and examines women, has no consequences. And in fact, those that exhibit bad behaviors are incentivized to do it. Because she earned $5,000 from doing it here, and then guess what that turned into? $35,000 after going viral, after getting bricked.
Stop there. Thank you very much for mediocre tutorial reviews. That was $35,000 then. I just did a recent check on her fund. I think she just hit over $40,000. And I'm just saying that although this violence is not condoned, she has a history of getting compensated for her bad behavior. Even though violence is not condoned in the slightest, this woman has used the BLM playbook and said even... Now, BLM take it one further because, again, they profit from the death of many. And they don't give that money to, I don't think, any of the victims of those crimes. However, in this instance, you can see there is a pattern between her being the victim of a quote-unquote crime, hate crime, assault, whatever, and her being compensated through GoFundMe. Now, again, you don't condone violence against women, absolutely not. But this is her MO. This is what she does. Now, let's divest. Let's get out of here. Thank you very much, mediocre tutorial reviews. We're going to get back to. I believe it's here, right? Okay, we're just about to get into it. Yes. We'll get back into Crimson Cure, and we're going to get back to the night where she gets hit with a brick. And what one of the bystanders actually saw on the night, and how he does not feel any way aggrieved by not protecting her while being hit with a brick. Let's go.
don't do nothing.
Okay.
We that same group. And I'm telling you why we're in that position. Now let's get to these videos.
Breaking all these black men just watch, and they don't give a fuck. Yeah, this man hit me grabbed a rock, and it hit me in my fucking face. And I want to give him my number.
Okay.
And all y'all just fucking watch. Happy Pride.
We've been there.
Done to anybody in my life to deserve this. I never did anything in my life to hurt anybody. Literally, a man asked me for my number. I said no, and he picked up a brick in front of so many men and was like, "What are you gonna do?" And I told all these men, like, "Yo, why this man got a brick on my face?" And he's holding a brick, and all these niggas is watching, and nobody does nothing. And he hits me in my face, and then they all just watching, and they let that nigga get in a car. How is this okay? This is what y'all doing to women? I ever done.
Again, we're seeing it again.
But wait, there's more. Okay. So we just an example.
But I'm really talking to like cis women because like it's giving y'all real jealous. Like y'all real jealous because they can, will, and have pulled your ninja. All the trans girls ever did was teach y'all how to wear makeup because yes, the makeup you wear today is.
Did you hear that, people? Yeah, she's saying that men are gay deep down. Just said it. You want to hear it again? That's the first thing she said. It's like, she said that transgender gentlemen do it better than cisgendered ladies. Even though most cisgender gentlemen want cisgender ladies. But I don't know about this whole thing. But she's saying that cisgender gentlemen want transgender gentlemen. Okay. That's what she's saying. And that transgender gentlemen do it better as ladies than cisgender ladies.
All the trans girls ever did was teach y'all how to wear makeup because yes, the makeup you wear today is trans makeup. They teach y'all how to do y'all hair. They got y'all hair together. And like, what do y'all think those BBL bodies are? Because their legs, hips, and butts. But I'm really talking to like...
But wait. There's more because this video here is of one of the men.
Now we're getting to the heart of things. Now, okay, before we break into this,
let's listen.
Let me say this. This is a gentleman, this is what I was referring to earlier on. This is the gentleman who was there on site, a witness to the actual altercation where she gets hit with a brick. And he is going to give his side and the men's side at the side of why they didn't defend her at the end of the day. I mean, we got a piece of what the reason for that, and that is because they did not possess this woman. She did not want their protection. She wanted the protection of the Pink Mafia, of the Alphabet Gang. She did not want a man's protection. So when she taunted a man, allegedly, and she gets bricked up like Brick Flair, she wants men to come to her rescue. But they said no. And we're going to give the reason why right here. Hold on. It's coming.
So what he had to say.
I was one of the guys who was there that did not help her when she was getting hit with the brick, right? I feel like people need to know the whole story before they start commenting and say things they don't understand or they don't know. You guys don't even remember who you guys are trying to defend, who you guys are trying to speak up for. This is the same woman that was going around smacking white people in the streets. She's not innocent. She was actually counting the guy to hit her. Why would I go defend somebody that's actually looking for trouble?
Excellent question. Why would I risk my life to defend someone who's asking, begging for trouble. You know, it's like a person walks into a lion's den and then blames the zookeepers and the signs for not telling them in large enough letters and a large enough voice to not go into the lion's den after they were warned countless times in silence. Do you get the hypocrisy here? Do you get the actual leave of one's senses it takes for this woman to turn around and ask for a man's help even though she provoked the issue in the first place? We don't condone violence, but violence came to her. She picked the wrong one and got hit, but it's not as if she was not dangling meat in front of the gentleman. Dangling a red cape in front of the gentleman. She entered the lion's den and thought she wouldn't get bit. Just like Brittany Renner did when she was in the lion's den with Shannon Briggs. Remember that? And she threw the bottle at him? And she insulted him saying, I don't care, I was hitting this guy. Nah, who cares? I don't care. You gotta listen to me. I don't care about your bull crap and all this other stuff. Nah, I'm a woman, hear me roar. Da, 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 da. You need to listen to me. Shut the F up, shut the F up, shut the F up. Shannon Briggs would have fixed her tail if nobody was there. But because men were around her, she had the mouth to go off. And that would have, Shannon Briggs would have been the brick to Brittany Renner that night if Shannon Briggs did not have the decorum he did. She would have looked just like Rhoda Osmond. So, this man said, you know what? You don't belong to anybody. Why would I rush in for you? And it's true. Why would a man want to rush into a situation in which you have insulted men, number one, but this man didn't know that. But at the end of the day, you didn't want their protection. You provoked this man into hitting you in the first place. Because he was there to see it. Let's continue.
This woman, she is literally a troublemaker. Everybody that knows her in our community knows she's a troublemaker. I'm not going to risk my life over somebody that's actually out there looking for trouble. If you go on social media, online, you're going to see some of her antic videos, taunting people, looking for a reaction. Well, she got what she been looking for, and you guys are giving her the attention that she was actually seeking for. I don't regret not standing up for her. If you look at some of the videos, I was there. I don't regret nothing whatsoever. I don't regret standing up for her. I'm not saying she deserved it. I'm not saying that any men have a right to hit a woman, especially with a brick. Nobody deserved that. But at the end of the day, there's more to the story. She's not as innocent as she's trying to portray herself to be. She wants attention. She's an attention-seeker woman. She's trying to go viral, and you guys have given her what she wanted. Yes, she did get hit by a brick. Yes, I saw it. Yes, I was standing by doing nothing. And if that shit happened again in the same circumstances, I will watch. Because she's not as innocent as she portrays herself to be. She was taunting the guy. She was calling him all type of names. She was degrading him to a point where he resulted in picking up a brick and hitting him. I don't condone that type of behavior, but once again, she's not as innocent as she portrays herself to be. I remember a while back, she's posting videos going around in public, literally smacking old white people in the face. For what? And now you get hit by a brick, and now you want to cry wolf? I don't care. You wanted trouble, you got trouble. That's why I'll still buy and watch. Oh man, that whole situation got me up. I was one of the guys.
Before I let Crimson Cure cook this girl, let me say this. You don't wish to be covered, you will not be covered. This woman went searching for trouble with a flashlight and found it. Even though she didn't truly request or deserve such treatment, but the Lord works in mysterious ways, his wonders to perform, and she wanted a performance, so she got one. She really got one. You can't step into the lion's den and say, why did the cat bite me? Because that's part of his nature. He's a cat. If cats smell meat, they're going to bite. If a shark smells blood, it's going to bite. And this girl wants to weigh blood and flesh in front of these cats, and they're hungry. Cats and sharks, and they're hungry. So she found out, but I'll let my girl cook.
It's interesting.
Fair use.
When the people who were there come out and say, no. See, I was over there, and she's a troublemaker. Mm-hmm. Her TikTok, and she tried to take them down. The internet still got receipts. People done downloaded and screenshotted. So, baby girl, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. We already got who you are. We already got. Let's go to before we go to break, let's go to the protection piece. See, this is why that little feminist rhetoric about not needing no men and about how men, we don't need them in societies and this and that. This is why all that rhetoric about women should be the leaders and women are the providers and women. Where were the women at? Why did you say all the men were watching? Why didn't you say it's women here that was watching that didn't step in? What?
I've said that all night. All night I've been saying that. Why didn't the women that you were heralding from the rooftops saying that they're the protectors and providers? Why didn't they step in for you? Because they knew better. That same alphabet gang, that same pig mafia out there, they knew better. Don't mess in a man's world. Don't you dare mess in a man's world. Don't you dare. You have your own society there and it's thriving. You have your Lesbos Island, as my man Rich was saying earlier. You got that. But don't be bringing it out here and thinking, oh, we're going to come one male society. Nope. No, that will not happen. There is not a Lesbo society where only Lesbos live on this greenest of earth. Happy Pride. They have their way of doing things and they never let it interfere with what men are doing. Give them credit. But she's saying they'll be protected and provided. You can provoke men and think, oh, my pink mafia is going to come save me. No, they're not. No, they are not. They will do no such thing. They will stay over there, live their lives as they should, till death do they leave this mortal coil. But they ain't bringing it here. Not to the man's world. James Brown sung that song for a reason. Sure, sung that song during what Rhoda was saying, during when lesbians were still protectors and providers, out of her goddamn mind when she said that. She had way too much to drink that night. But they know better. These girls, when you get hit upside your head with a brick, aren't coming for you. Aren't here to save you. They're going to get a man, a male representative that they trust to come and get you. To get that guy who committed such assaults. But it ain't going to be them because they know better. They know they're faster. They know they're faster, stronger. Have more testosterone in there running through their veins. trying to think that they're going to create a movie out of this is they're out of their goddamn minds. It's been proven time and time again. But hey, the smoke ain't done. I'll let my girl go.
Why you ain't say that? Where was your women at? I hope another black woman is kissing another woman today because we're the innate providers and protectors of the community. Like what she said didn't make no sense. We the one and the two, so you should have put up your one and your two.
Mm-hmm.
You should have been worse than a DJ out here on the ones and twos.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Protect yourself. Stop. Protect yourself at all times. Especially in these streets. But what Rhoda didn't realize is that that they were referring to her too. You don't poke the bear and expect love and affection. You don't slap a man and think, I'm gonna get away with this. Oh no. Well, my man, what the witness said previously. She provoked. She got in the man's face. She slapped the man as she usually did, and she thought, "Oh, I can get away with this." Not this time. You caught the wrong man on the wrong day, even though I do not condone violence against women. I do not wish that violence be perpetrated against women. But she didn't act like a woman. She did not act like a woman. So why should she be protected by innocent bystanders she has no inclination of wanting their protection and provision? Why should we run into a burning fire for you? Why should we risk our life for you? She's right.
That's what you should have been doing. Where was the females at? Where were the women? Who are the innate protectors with their bodies? They should have formed a wall around. You should have formed up like Voltron, like y'all did when this video first popped out, and the sisterhood that hate black men formed up like Voltron to talk about how violent black men are in their communities and how predatory they are on women for no reason, unprovoked violence.
Where were they? I'll tell you where they were. They stayed the hell out of there. I'll tell you where they were. They knew better. They don't enter a man's world thinking, "Oh, I'm going to dominate." Nope. They say, "This is my place over here on Lesbos. We're going to enjoy society over here, but we're not going to go there. We're not going to bail this lady out. Hell no." Women are survivalists. They realize when they're beat and they get the hell out of there. They act like women again. I told you, when life gets nasty, brutish, and short, and a war's on outside no man is safe from, watch how ladies fall into their feminine. Free fall into it. Free fall straight into that ass. You don't know. It's because men has created a society in which you can say such incendiary things. Now you can get away with that, chat. Created the house you live in, the appliances that you use, the modern technologies in which you take for granted, the protection that is provided for you, creating one of the safest societies in human history. Then you can say such thing. Take that stuff to Afghanistan and see where it leads you. Take that stuff to Muslim countries and see where it gets you. Follow the link. That sassy trucker. Remember that one I was talking to you about, Talk Live? The sassy trucker? Took her ass to Dubai and started foaming off at the mouth. She's still in jail right now. And no Alphabet Gang or Pink Mafias come together. Because it's not their place. Just like taunting a man is not your place. It's not your place. Even though we don't like what the consequence of falling out of line is, there's always that consequence.
That's what I don't like. They formed up. When she said all these black men were here watching me get hit. So the blame not only went to the man that so-called attacked her. Well, obviously she got attacked. Nobody's actually denying that she got attacked. Right? But what the question is, well, what was you doing prior to getting attacked? See, it's a real rare instance as to where somebody takes violence to that level without any prior incident, without any prior words exchanged, without any sort of altercation that preceded somebody going so far, especially a man on a woman, going so far as to pick up an item, not even to just smack you in the face. Because he got enough strength as a man to just hit you and get your pumpkin head. He ain't got to pick nothing up. So the sisterhood, especially when she said that. And listen, when you listen to the original video where she's outside filming after it supposedly just happened, you're supposed to be using your phone to call 911, ma'am. Where's your 911 dispatch call? I want to hear that call. Where's your 911 dispatch? The second thing that you note is that the men that were talking back to her in that video were not American black men. See, I usually don't make too many
before we get into that, because again that falls away from narrative, and she's right. She was saying that there needs to be made a distinction between the Somali community in the United States and descendants of slaves, original American black males. So, and those who've lived in, who are generations deep, living in the States, and they are ones who should not be included in that whole thing about protecting women. This is an African issue, and that's all well and good. We'll skirt around that issue, and she has all well and truly things to say about that. But again, if you are confronted with violence, or you're about to deal with violence of the woman, and we warn women about this all the time, but they think they get a little masculinity, and they think they can take care of business as a woman, and they don't think they're going to get hit back. She messed with the wrong one. Rhoda Osmond messed with the wrong one that day. And she found out. As bad as it looks, she found out. She did. She did. And what she should have done was be a woman and get the hell out of there. Be a woman and stop slapping people randomly in public. Be a woman and act in your feminine. Even if you are a lesbian, act in your feminine. Because if you are projecting masculinity, masculinity is going to find you. You may not like the outcome, because masculine men know there's a low level of violence among all men. Men always size each other up. Consider the options. Consider their chances of being in a fight to the death with this individual. They always size each other up. Women don't have that. Women have the privilege of not having to do that regularly. This woman clearly didn't. She did not do the internal calculations. She did not link things logically here. And she found out. As bad as it looks, she found out. But let's move forward with, and that's when indeed you rest the feminine and you let the men take care of it. Or you walk away as a woman and don't provoke violence being brought upon you. Because no woman can deal with a man when he gets angry. I'll say that now. 99% of women can't deal with a man when he's angry. And he gets in his wrong mind, let me say that, wrong mind, and exacts violence. But we're going to move forward. We're going to move forward. We do not condone violence against women at all. Let me say that again. I'll say it 1,000 times more. Don't do it. I've never hit a woman, and men shouldn't hit women. Period. However, sometimes you pick the wrong guy. And you think that you're going to get away with it. And so, you're left with a decision to make. And if you make the wrong decision, you're going to end up like that lady, Miss Osmond, anyways. But again, she used it. She used it. She used it to her advantage. She became a victim, and they paid her GoFundMe, and now she's earned at least $40,000 more. So again, there's a payout. Hold on, let's move forward.
These other women come here and get feminized. And then they lose their mind with that foolishness. And they'll get on these social media sites and spread that feminist ideology. They'll get on here and they'll start talking crazy about men. And when we see the melanin, we automatically assume that they are talking about American men. Because sometimes what I've noticed is that they'll hide their accents. They'll have accents, but they be hiding it. Am I lying? All these black women on here, on these social media sites, that's talking all crazy, that's talking against men, that's bigging up the rainbow community. They are not all American black women. They just sound like it. If you keep listening, you can hear the accents. We got enough of the sisterhood natively that do it, American black women that do.
She gets off on a tangent there, and that's understandable. That's fine.
We forgot that part. Stuff for herself. We forgot that part. Y'all know that? She got a whole GoFundMe.
There we go. So hold on, let's move back a little further. There we go.
But I'm going to tell you this much. A lioness bite every hyena. I don't care where she come from. You don't get no extra respect from me just because you come from Somalia. It's even worse that you a hyena that comes from Somalia because that culture don't even support that.
A very key point. Could it be that, as was said by the witness earlier, he said that this woman was known in the Somali community. And they didn't like her because she did not extol the views and the attitudes of a God-fearing Muslim woman from the Somali community. She did not speak for them. She was a wild child. She was a rebel. She was one who wanted to break away from Somali's men's protection and provision until violence, finally visited her, and then she said, well, No, somebody help me out, please. You were crapping on Somali men for years, and you wanted to come to the rescue? Listen to what they... Listen to what Kristen is saying here. Listen to what fair use. Listen to what she's saying.
I done met a lot of good Somalians. Their culture is more Islamic than anything. They don't support that. You want a man to come protect you? Where's your man? Where your man at? You need to call him up. Call him. Because if you had a man in your life, he wouldn't have got any sense. He'd have told you not to be somewhere trying to twerk and act a fool at night at a nightclub to get a brick upside your head.
Ooh! Crimson! Crimson, crimson, crimson! Happy Pride. But that is the one thing I wanted to bring to you from Crimson Cure's views. And that is, if you are a good Muslim woman and adhere to the Muslim tenets, you would not be outside catching hell to get a brick by your head because you'd have protection and provision of a man. Sorry. When you wanted to go to the pink side of the street, if you wanted to go to the alphabet gang, there are consequences. And that means the protection and provision of a man are dead to you. They are null and void. They are revoked from you. They're gone. So don't ask for a man's protection and provision when you had those privileges taken away. Through your insults, through your rhetoric, through your YouTube, Instagram, TikTok videos, remonstrating men for being men. And it's only when you get a brick upside your head that you want their protection. Then you start seeing sense. Oh, that's what men are for. No! You lost that privilege long ago, my dear, even though violence should not be apportioned to you. However, what Crimson Cure is saying is correct. Once you went outside the auspices of the Somalian community, once you went outside of the auspices of the CIS gender community, because you said that, remember you said that trans men do it better than CIS women. You lose all privileges of protection and vision of men. So don't go begging for it on the street. We didn't wish for it in the first place before that altercation happened. And you said, oh, no, I'm a woman. Hear me roar. I can say whatever I want to against a man and I can get away with it. No. Not all men are men. Some are downright nasty. And you found one. You found the one.
Because I guarantee you, and I'm grown. But I ain't nowhere outside at night without my husband.
Oh.
It's a certain time, hit that clock, I'm in here. He know exactly where to find me. I ain't out somewhere running the streets, getting ran up on.
That's what your Somali brethren, Somali men were trying to teach you from the start. But you didn't want to listen. You wanted to rebel. You wanted to be a victim. You wanted to run to the alphabet gang. Run to the pig mafia with your newfound freedom and say, I don't need you, man. even though you built the world and everything in it. Create a society where I can say what I want and do as I please. I don't need you now. And as a token of my lack of need for you, I'm going to go up to random men, insult them in their face, and slap them and twerk as a sign of rebellion. So you did it to the wrong one. And then Somali men didn't have to tell you they told you so, but they told you so. Come on back for the final hour. We're just finishing up here with Brickesha and the wall heard around the world in a moment. Back on YouTube, and we're just going to finish up here the final hour of this well-involved story involving Rhoda Osmond, a.k.a. Brickesha, a.k.a. Brick Flair, a.k.a. Brick House. She's mighty, just letting it all hang out. Every time I say that thing. We're just going to finish up here, and the fact of the matter is, again, I stress it one more time. Violence against women is uncondoned, or not to be tolerated in any way, shape, or form. Let me say that. But in this instance, where a male's protection could have been provided to you if you wanted it, and if you act right, and you step to the wrong guy, and as been stated before, you got not what you deserve, but you got something. Because no woman deserves that. That could have all been avoided if you acted like a lady, and if you were under the protection of a man. Plain and simple. We're just going to finish off with Crimson Cure just here.
You go get you a man. But this is what y'all don't want to do.
No, you don't.
You don't want to submit to one man that's actually going to protect you. You want to be able to get out here and wild out and be the hyena you want to be. You don't want to be beholden to no man, but all the men are supposed to be beholden to you and jump in front of the speeding train to make sure you don't get hit. Now, if a man had jumped out and got involved with that, what is she going to do? Because she got a GoFundMe hooked up for herself. We forgot that part. Y'all know that?
We told you about
she got a whole GoFundMe.
Oh, she did. She did. She did.
Trying to get up money so she can quote unquote recover. This a whole scam. This a whole scam.
No. Really?
If a man had jumped in and took up for her and got a brick upside his head, do you think she would even so much as send him a get well card in the hospital? No.
No.
Because what do she spit all day? Misandry and feminism. About how she can't stand men. And women are the innate providers and protectors of the community. I've never heard so much foolishness in my life.
You see this girl, this Crimson Cure, is it? Somebody subscribe to this woman. This girl is telling it like it is, and I love it. I love it. She said it plain and clear for all of y'all to hear and listen. The fact of the matter is, even though violence should not be visited upon women, when she asks for protection, it's like crying wolf in the woods. And you've done it before, and so no one believes you the second, third, fourth time around. And then the village is bad for not listening to you the fifth time. It is true. If you wanted protection and provision, run to the Pink Mafia, the Alphabet Gang, and get it. But you didn't want that, did you? You wanted the men you detested and defiled and smeared so much to do that protection for you. Because when things get nasty, brutish, and short, who are you going to call?
This is why all of that kind of rhetoric from Princella on down to CNG and whoever else agree with it. Talking about how women's supposed to be in charge of stuff and how we supposed to be running stuff. You couldn't even protect yourself from getting a pumpkin head. You didn't even have sense enough to get out that man's face, especially when he picked up something. You gonna let him hit me, y'all? You had time to stand there and accuse the men of letting him hit you instead of leaving the area so that he couldn't attack you. Get in your car, get in your Uber, whatever it is you're doing. And get on up out of there, get out that man's face. Same thing with Carlisha. Study running your mouth. Getting them little fish, chicken wings was not that serious. Learn how to de-escalate a situation. Shut your mouth and go ahead on somewhere. Especially if you're dealing with somebody you think might be unstable. But she was real comfortable raising her voice at them men. So you still talking smack to men. Just got popped upside the head, still ain't learned nothing.
What can I say? She said it all right there. That's why I love Cringe's Courage so much, because she's a closer. She is a closer. If I'm at the bottom of the ninth and I need 3 outs, I bring in the Crimson Cure for all y'all ladies. And she gets me my 3 outs. She gets me my 3 outs. Did you hear what she had to say? She literally said all that needs to be said. If you're more of a lady you don't end up, chances are, not saying, oh, please, don't send me the hate. But chances are you avoid any such violence by calling a man in a uniform to de-escalate a situation or simply walking away. But what you wanted to do was twerk after you slapped the man in the face and insulted him. You picked the wrong one. That's why you ended up looking like Martin after he got beat up by the horde of individuals on that show he did. We do not condone violence among women, but sometimes women bring it upon themselves. And then they say men are the bad ones for allowing it to happen. The hypocrisy of it all is ridiculous.
And and a man's supposed to jump out the window for you. That's why men don't protect random women. I don't know what's going on with you. Because the minute he jump in, he sees some woman get whooped down, he jump in, try to save her, she'll turn her hand, don't hit him. Oh, really? It'll come out that that's her man. They do this every Saturday night. That's why men don't pay no mind to it. They see a woman getting hit and they feel some type of way, but at the same time, it's like, how far am I supposed to take this? Because I don't know her and I don't know what situation preceded that. Y'all have taken the covering off of y'all self. By being out here, being hyenas, and not being feminine women. You so masculine. Women should be in charge, so let it be in charge then. You should have put your dukes up and let him handle your business. Handle your business. Since women are the innate providers and protectors of the community, handle your business. How is it that you need protection from the very men that you claim not to like and they oppressing you with the patriarchy? How you need him? You should need him to come through and do nothing.
You see, there's nothing really. God bless the Crimson Cure. God bless her. God bless her. God bless her. Inshallah. Inshallah. I'm sorry. I mix Islam with Christianity. I'm sorry, but God protect the beat. Please, please, please. God protect this woman. Inshallah. Inshallah. You must realize what this woman is saying to you. You. As a woman, we will protect and provide for you as a man, but the fact of the matter is, if you do not wish to be covered, you will not be covered. We will not run into burning buildings for you. If you started the fire willfully, we will not protect you from men if you provoke them and poke them at every beck and call. We will not be chivalrous and put our lives on the line if you just want to be our friend. Men have taken that life in the last 50 years and they're saying, no, not anymore. You're on your own. You wish to be on your own? So be it. So be it. And as Crimson Cure just said, if you want to be a man, put your dukes up and defend yourself. But we don't condone violence against women. That's true. Men have to learn better. Yes, absolutely. But sometimes, just sometimes, once in a blue moon, even though it should never happen, a woman pokes the bear once too often and asks the question, can you guys protect me? We told you not to poke the bear. There are signs all over the place, but yet you did it anyway. And now we're the bad ones for warning you and staying out of the way of trouble that could instantly be killed. Again, there's a low level of violence amongst men, and we realize that if things escalate to a certain extent, we could die that day. You ladies don't understand that. That's why we have to do the calculations ahead. That's why we have to use logic every time we enter into a dangerous altercation.
Didn't want to sit around and turn it around like it was American black man had nothing to do with that. she was able to spin it like that because that's the narrative that's been going on about our men anyway. That's not the narrative about her men. So she wouldn't have got no traction had she said, my Somalian brothers would not help.
There's one piece that I want to end up with here from Crimson. I think this may be it here.
Thank you, Well B said, do you understand the allow it? You better fight it tooth and nail because we did not. That agenda. You better fight, be unpopular.
And what I'm going to bring to the fore right here, and I think I'm going to end up right now because I think we reached the, I think the 2-hour 30 mark of this show. I was going to do other clips, but I think this exemplifies things perfectly. And that is this. The reason why women can say what they want to say and do what they want to do is because the men have created a society. Myron says it all the time from Fashion Fit. You may not like him, but he says it all the time. And he's so right about it. Men have created such a safe and judgment-free world in the West that women can say such outlandish things and get away with it. Such as, I don't need a man. I don't need his protection and provision. Lesbians are the true protectors and providers. Cis women can never do it as well as transgender men. All these things is because we created such a safe world that men allow women to say these things and allow for critique of their world. But what needs to be said as well is that things are slowly turning for the worst in the Western world. I'll let Crimson tell it.
Thank you, Cool G&D. So you're right. The feminist agenda has infiltrated every country on the planet, and the places that don't have it as a complete foothold, y'all better fight. You better fight for your culture. Fight for your value system. Fight for it. Do not allow. Do like Kenya's president is doing. You cannot come over here and put this little agenda. We're not going for that agenda. You better fight. Be unpopular. Half folk don't like you. Half folk don't like you because you won't go for the foolishness. I'm telling you, for those cultures and countries that feminism has not yet taken a complete foothold, it's just on the outskirts trying to find its way in, do not allow it. You better fight it tooth and nail because we did not. We were blindsided by that entire agenda, and look where we are. We are nearly extinct. We do not create families to the degree that we're supposed to. They are not functional. And it has led to us being behind as a group. The same group, that same behind group that some of y'all like to talk about. How we lazy and how we don't do nothing. Mm-hmm. We that same group. And I'm telling you why we're in that position. It's not because we don't want to do better or that we don't care about it. We're caught in a value system that is difficult to escape from. Y'all gonna be caught next. Keep it up.
Excellent synopsis there from the Crimson Cure. And the fact of the matter is the feminist gynocratic female agenda-led society in which the Alphabet Gang and the Pink Mob are a part of, believe me, they are, have made things cloud cuckoo land where transgender women can compete against women CIS women and win. Families, cisgendered, nuclear families are on the decline, while other type families are on the rise. And, well, the Happy Pride is now something to be accepted, and if you are not accepting of it, you are shunned. Remember what happened during the World Cup this year when it was in Qatar? They wouldn't allow rainbow captain's armbands there. And that was Qatar's message to the world that, listen, you may have your views, you may have them there, but we are not accepting them here. So get off your high horse. You can stop. You can denigrate us all you want, but that's not going to change things. It won't change a damn thing. Whether you like it or not. And we have to respect that. And that's what Crimson Cure is saying here. You may not like the different views of a certain agenda, but at the end of the day, you must respect it. And you can't shame another person's take on life, the Middle Eastern Muslim take on life, the African take on life, the South American take on life, the patriarchal take on life. If it's reaped so many benefits in the world and in their societies that they don't want such temptations in their world, quite simply. I mean, that has to be respected. It shouldn't be denigrated for. Just how we accept LGBTQ2 plus world, we must accept also how other people do things. That's called living in a duplicitous world. We must be accepting of each other's ideals and cultures, and we shouldn't be denigrated for such things. Not shedding hate on the LGBTQ squared, pig mafia. Not shedding, not denigrating cisgendered world, the traditional familial world. Not denigrating them either. All must be able to coexist in this world, and if they live in, if there are certain practices and traditions that live in a certain country, they shouldn't be ridiculed for them and consider themselves backwards because of them. That's their way of doing things, and when in Rome, you do as the Romans do. Sorry, sad, but true. But let's get back to the originals. We're losing sight of this. And I thank Crystal Cure. I think she said enough on this subject. And I don't think there's anything left to be said here. Let me see. I'm looking at. Let me see if there's anything here. No, we've already been through that. Yeah. That's fine. I wonder if there's anything else here. No, I think we're pretty good. It's 10:33 now, so let me just sum up. Let me just sum up things here right now. And that is this. In synopsis, I think you've got a very clear picture of what Rhoda Osmond's all about. Rhoda Osmond does not like men. Rhoda Osmond does not like certain factions of men to a point where she can be violent to them. Rhoda Osmond, though still, expects the protection of men and the provision of men. Because remember, she has a child. It came from a man. And she would very much expect child support from them. I'm going to get back to the big screen here. See if there are any comments here. We're good. Back to the full cap. So, there are certain expectations. Well, I wouldn't say expectations. There are certain behaviors that Rhoda Osmond, a.k.a. Brickesha, a.k.a. Brick Flair, a.k.a. the Bricked One, the Brick House, Mighty just let it all hang out. There are certain ways of carrying oneself that shows to the world that you necessarily need our protection and provision. Rita Osmond did not need our protection and provision at all. She didn't want it. She didn't warrant it. We have the proof, the receipts to see it. But when you choose to display behaviors that may be detrimental to your health, and yet with that detrimental behavior you expect men to protect you from said consequences of detrimental behavior, well, then you're a hypocrite. And even though we do not wish violence against women in any way, shape, or form, or don't condone it, you must act like a lady at all times, especially when it comes to wanton violence. Especially when it comes to provocation for said violence. And you cannot ask for our protection and provision if we warned you, your community warned you, and you chose to shun it, thinking that your LGBTQ friends will be there to protect you. No, they won't. Especially when you are behaving in an asinine way. Don't expect us to come for you if you don't have the common sense in your head to think, maybe I shouldn't engage in such behaviors. Especially with a man who may be slightly unhinged and who does not care about certain exhalations of violence. Because not all men are the same. Most men would not engage in violence with a woman, but you picked the wrong one. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. You were stupid on the day. And don't expect for a man to come running to your aid when you engage in such silly, idiotic, asinine practices. Because that could cost them their life. That could cost them their life. And men today, in this gynocracy, aren't having that. They're choosing to abstain and refrain. For very little gain. Thank you very much for joining me on Talk to Talk Live. What a show tonight. We had a lot of debate. Thank you for all those who participated in the chat. And thank you very much for King Onan for getting on the show tonight. It was really, really cool. A very good debate. And ladies, you want protection and provision, act like a lady. Or at least know the ledge. Guys, ladies, at least know the ledge. Because men will come to your rescue. Let me say this. Men will come to your rescue if you show us that type of respect. But if you want trouble, you'll get trouble. Especially in this day and age. Unfortunately. We'll be back tomorrow on a new show. Thank you very much for joining me on Talk Talk Live tonight. Sponsored by Duntalk, DUNTALK.com. Fall Winter Line Out Loud. It is really, really cool. I'm wearing it right now. Go to Duntalk.com. Get yourself one of these. The Fall Winter Line is probably the best Fall Winter line of all time, and it's only going to get better, people. Only going to get better. And we'll be back. I'm thinking of a show tomorrow. But I had to get this in today because this is a hot topic, and I hope you understand our views. And again, let me say it for the cheap seats. We do not condone violence against women if you act like one. Thank you very much for joining me on Talk Talk Live. We'll see you soon. Good night from Toronto on IG. And good night from Toronto on YouTube. Thanks very much for joining me on the show. Really, really great engagement. And yeah, this is a very hot topic. And I love to get more to this. And again, if you like, subscribe, comment, on the road to 1,000 subscribers. This is going to go out right away. And we're going to clip this up. We're going to send it out to the people. The people, as Mr. Trump would say, the people. And yeah, come get yourself some Dun Talk gear. And yeah, we'll talk to you guys soon. And if you talk, walk the walk. Good night from Toronto.